Hello and welcome. This is Aduswan. This is the second video of the XLOOKUP series. In this video, we are going to cover some more examples of the XLOOKUP applications. In the previous video, we had already covered 4 examples, and in this video, we are going to cover the remaining 5 examples. So let's get started. In this example, we are going to see how can we return an entire array in the XLOOKUP application. For example, if I want to get the sales gross margin and gross margin percentage of the product apples, so I can do that using one formula. Let's see how it's done. XLOOKUP, the lookup value is apples in G11. I'm going to select the lookup array from column B, and in return array I'm going to pick up the 3 columns from column C till column E, and I'm going to close the bracket and press enter. So you can see the column, the formula has spilled into the adjacent cells, and we can see the gross margin and the gross margin percentage of the product apples, which is correct. So XLOOKUP can also work as a dynamic array, and it will spill over to the adjacent cells if these cells are empty. If I put something in this cell, it will give me a spill error, which means that there's something in the way. So we have to make sure that the adjacent cells are empty. Another method to do the same is using the VLOOKUP apples, and now we have to select the entire range of cells, and this time I'm going to specify the columns in which I want the data. So for that I'm going to use curly brackets 2, 3, 4, which means that I want to get the result from 3 different columns, and I want an exact match. So if I press enter, I get the same result as above. So VLOOKUP can also work in this fashion, but in this case we have to make sure to give it a range of columns in curly brackets. We can also use choose in this formula. XLOOKUP apples, we go and select the lookup area, and then we specify choose, and in choose we can select either 1, 2 or 3, first column, second column, third column, and in this case we can specify each of the different values of the first, second and third columns. Like first column is sales, second column is gross margins, and the third column is gross margin percentage. And then we can close a bracket for choose, and then we close a bracket for XLOOKUP, enter, we get the same result for apples as above. In the next example, we can see how can we use a hash operator in the formula of XLOOKUP. So for example, first of all, I'm going to get a list of unique products. For that, I'm going to use the formula unique, and I'm going to get the products for local sales channel only. For example, so B11 to B15 and enter. So this is the unique list of products here, and I can now apply the formula XLOOKUP, lookup value is G20, and in G20 I'm not only going to refer apples, but I'm going to refer the entire range of products by mentioning this hash operator. As soon as I press hash, you can see that the entire range has been selected. So in this case, the lookup array would be the same. Let's say, for example, local sales, and my sales values are from C11 to C15, bracket close, and enter. And you can see that the formula has spilled over to the entire range of cells. If I can copy the same formula to the left and change the formula parameter to column G, and in this case change this column to D, so you can see it's locked up, and in this case I'm going to change this to E, gross margins here. So this is how we can use XLOOKUP to get an entire array of cells. Let's move to the next example. The next example relates to summing of an array. In this example, you can see that we have month-wise sales for different regions, and I want to get the total sales of the North region. So I can use XLOOKUP along with sum to get the sum of the sales of the North region. In this case, I'm going to first use sum and then XLOOKUP. My lookup value is North, and in this case I'm going to select this range of cells A11 to A14, lookup, and my return array is this range of cells Jan to December. Lock it up, bracket close for XLOOKUP, and then bracket close for sum, and then you can see the total value of North is 341,614. I can get the same result using the index formula along with sum and then index. In index, I'm going to select the entire range of cells here, lock it up, and then I want a lookup value North. I'm going to look up this value North in my first column, and then for specifying the column number, since I have to select all the columns, I can put a 0 here, and the 0 will refer to all the columns. So I'm going to close the bracket for index and then close the bracket for sum, and then I will get the same result. Although the XLOOKUP formula is a bit shorter, but we can still get the same result from the index and match formula as well. So let's see, for example, if I want to get a sum of values from a range. So I want to get the sum of value for, let's say, Q2. So in this case, I'm going to specify sum along with XLOOKUP. XLOOKUP value is April. I'm going to look up April in this range of cells B10 to M10, and then I'm going to return my return array is the total sales B15 to M15, and from this I'll put a colon sign. I have to specify the next range from till when I want to get the sum. So in this I would like to put XLOOKUP again, June, and this time again we are going to specify the column headings of months, and then return array would be the same as total sales, log it up, bracket close for XLOOKUP, and then bracket close for sum. Enter, you get 411891. So let's see if we are getting the right result. April plus May plus June, so we get the right result. Another method would be to get this through the index formula. So let's see, for example, sum index. If I specify this index from here to here, since this is a single dimensional array, so we don't need to specify both row and column, so we can just use xmatch and get April, and then specify April from the headings, bracket close, and bracket close for index, and then I'm going to put a colon sign, again index, specify the range, use xmatch again, this time look up June, and look up June in this range of cells, bracket close for xmatch. You see, I don't need to specify exact match or approximate match for xmatch because by default xmatch takes the exact match. Okay, so bracket close for index, and then finally bracket close for sum. So we get the same result, 411891. Our next example is for three-way match. Let's, for example, see how can we do a three-way match here. In this example, we have got city, products, and different, let's say, customers. So city, products, and customers, and we want to get the sales value of Karachi city, products, bananas, customer Dell, and we want to get the result using XLOOKUP. So let's see how it's done. So this time we have to look up two values in the rows and one value in the column. So let's see XLOOKUP Karachi, and I'm going to combine this with products because both of them are in the rows, and then I'm going to specify the lookup arrays A11 to A20, and I'm going to combine this with the lookup array of products, which is B11 to B20. In case of return array, I'm going to specify another XLOOKUP, and this time I'm going to look up Dell, which is my customer, and I will look up in this headings G10, C10 to G10, and now my return array would be the entire columns, entire range of cells here from C11 to G20. And now I'm going to close the bracket for XLOOKUP here and close the bracket for XLOOKUP again and enter. So you get 235,115. If I change this to, let's say, Google, so my answer changes to 268,557. So this is how we can do a three-way match from using XLOOKUP function. So we have applied XLOOKUP twice on rows and once on columns. Let's go to the next example. We can use wildcards in XLOOKUP also. We have got a range of cells. We have got data in which we have got students and there's different scores in different subjects. So we can apply the XLOOKUP function using this wildcards feature of the XLOOKUP. For example, so I want to see the score of Shane Warne in different subjects, but the text which I'm going to look up is a partial one only. So it only says Warne. Let's see if XLOOKUP can pick this up and get the right answer. So I'm going to look up Warne, but before looking up Warne, I'm going to specify asterisk and combine that with my partial text using ampersand, and then I can again specify asterisk, which means they can be anything before the partial text and anything after the partial text of Warne. And then I can specify the lookup array in column A, and now the return array could be anything from column B to column E, and let's press, and let's see if not found. I'm going to skip that. For match mode, I want to have a wildcard character match, so I will select 2 here, bracket close, enter. You see 69, 84, 67, 81, which is the result, which is the score of Shane Warne. So we can just copy it downwards and we can see Adam Gilchrist. Where is he? Yes, Adam Gilchrist, 88, 92, 82 and 91, which is the correct answer. Let's say if I have wildcards already available in my field, like I want to see Vivian Richards, for example, and we already have V asterisk and R asterisk in our data. So let's apply XLOOKUP. We are going to use Vivian Richards as an example here, G20. Lookup array is column A and return array is column B to column E, and I'm going to jump to my wildcard character match, bracket close, enter. Let's copy downwards and see. Let's get the student's name as well. So XLOOKUP G20, and let's go to the lookup array, which is column A. Interestingly, my return array is also the same, which is column A. My wildcard character match is 2, bracket close, enter, and let's copy downwards so we get the student names as well. What does this fourth example mean? This fourth example means that there has to be 3 letters in the first name, then a space, and then anything can come after 3 letters, for example. So this is applicable in both Vivian Richards and Don Bradman. In case of Sir Don Bradman, this is the first entry of the list, so we can get this Don Bradman here. Otherwise, if we go from bottom, we will get Ian Bottom. Let's say if I apply this, and see what happens. If I want to get the search mode right from last to first, so in this case last to first, I'm going to get en bottom, which is this. Okay, next example. What will happen if there are some wildcards in my text and I want to use them as a text value rather than wildcards? What will happen? So in this case we are going to modify our formula a little bit. Let's say for example we have got some remarks here and the person who has made those remarks, for example, who's there, a question mark at the end, and the remark was made by alpha. So my question is, which remark, uh, who's the person who gave the remark which ends with a question mark? So let's see how it's done. XLOOKUP, and in this case I want to specify something like inverted commas, asterisk, to allow anything which can come in the beginning, and then I want to specify question mark here, and then inverted commas close. But I cannot use question mark directly if I want to have the literal meaning of question mark. In this case we have to specify another special character, which is a tilde. This tilde is used to get the literal meaning of the wildcard character which we specify in the formula, and then because of the tilde it is going to be used as a literal text. So in this case my lookup value is the remarks column here, my return value is the name column here, and then I'm going to use wildcard character match and then bracket close, enter. The remarks is fine, alpha. What if there is a tilde in the text? Then how it's going to be done? Let's see. Tilde will be replaced by a tilde again. So let's put tilde. So a tilde, first tilde will show you, will specify to XLOOKUP to use the next tilde as a literal meaning. Asterisk at the end, and then you see bravo is the answer, which is fine. And now if there is asterisk in the middle, then we specify like this: asterisk in the beginning, then a tilde, an asterisk in the middle, and again an asterisk at the end. So you get Charlie, and the last is asterisk at the end. In this case I'm going to just remove this asterisk, so we say asterisk at the beginning, a tilde, and asterisk at the end. So this last asterisk is the literal one. Enter, you get the delta. This is how you can use wildcards in XLOOKUP function also. Let's go to another example. The last example in this case is the picture lookup, and the picture lookup, you can see we have got a list of pictures here, and we have got a data validation in the cell in which I can select different products and I can see their pictures in the next cell. How it can be done using an XLOOKUP function. So let's see. In this case we have to first create a link picture. The link picture works like that. If I, for example, select this picture is carefully adjusted in this cell, and the cell width is just enough to include or to fit in this picture inside the cell. So I'm going to select the cell, not the picture, and copy it, and for example paste it here, and for that I'm going to use the paste and paste as link picture. So if I paste it as a link picture, I have it here in the cell, and link picture, whenever anything happens here, it will be updated here as well. Next, I'm going to apply the XLOOKUP to perform a lookup function. For example, I use this data validation here, and I can change it to, let's say, grapes. And in this formula, in the cell, I'm going to apply the XLOOKUP. Let's look up grapes E11 and look it up in this table, lookup table, and my return table is the cells with pictures. Let's log this coordinate of E11, and all the others are already logged. So I'm going to use this formula to create a range name now. So to get a range name, we go to formula, name manager, hit new. Let's call this my pick, and let's paste the formula here and click OK. So we have this XLOOKUP formula in my range name. It's fine. And now I'm going to assign my range name to this linked cell, linked picture. When I click on linked picture, it refers in the formula bar as B16, which is the cell reference of this apple, this picture. Instead of B16, I'm going to change it and call it my pick and enter. Now you see grapes. If I change this to cherries, I get cherries, apples, mangoes, and so on and so forth. So these are the steps that you have to apply. You first create a linked picture, perform a lookup with XLOOKUP, create a range name with the name manager, and finally you assign the name to the linked picture. So that's how you can get the picture lookup through XLOOKUP. So these were the 9 different examples of the XLOOKUP function, and I hope you would have enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.